and welcome to the second of my reviews of beer. And just a minute ago I did a review of John Smith's Extra Smooth, which a neighbour across the road gave me for doing their garden while she was away. So, you know, free is good. Now I'm going to do a review of John Smith's Original. Now for me, I prefer the Extra Smooth, but I was given it for free. Let's do a review. Now John Smith's Original, made by the same people obviously. What did they say on here? Let's have a look. It's a malty, bittersweet ale with a slight fruitiness and a bitter aftertaste. Only 3.6% strong, but in cask 3.8%. Always makes me wonder why the cask should be any stronger than the bottle and the cans, but who knows. Let's give it a pour. And it's splattered all over my dining room table. And there we go. Much more of a head than the Extra Smooth. You can tell I'm no beer pourer. Whereas the Smooth, you could get away with pouring it and it didn't really froth up too much. This is like a standard beer where you pour it, and unless you're a fantastic pourer, which I'm not, as my friends, you know, they'll tell you, you've got a massive head on it. And you can see the bubbles coming up from the bottom. You didn't get that with the other John Smiths. There were no bubbles at all. But with this, all the bubbles from the bottom. And it hasn't been shook or anything, so, you know, let's pour a bit more in. Top it up. That'll do. Let's see if it says what it does what it says. Well, once I get past the frothy bit on the top. If I'm comparing tastes, the bitter, no, it doesn't compare. No. I mean, it's clear, it's as dark as the other John Smith's. A little bit more gassy, if you can see there. Let's see what the reviews on the beer, rate beer, say what their reviews. There we go. Subtle raspberry touch aroma. No, I'm not getting subtle raspberry touch. Amber colour with clear liquid and white head. Yeah, you can go along with that. A bit more of a dark amber than a normal one. Go a bit further down. Aroma has lots of straw and a musty bread with a hint of hay. You know, whoever comes out with that rubbish, you know. Let's have a smell, see what I can smell. I can't smell none of that. I can smell some malt. In some ways, a similar taste to this Extra Smooth. There is a bit of an aftertaste to it. Again, you know, John Smith's, they're making their money off beers that appeal to the general public, but not to the real ale side of people. Them who want lots of taste, want something that's gonna, you know, as a real ale fan, and there's a lot of real ale fans these days. You want to go into, you'll go to a beer festival. You'll be looking for, you know, something that you've never had before. And this, it's standard, isn't it? You know, you'll go to a pub, and if it's that versus something like Carling or Foster's, this is the only thing you'd touch. You know, you don't want the lagers. But as it goes, it's obviously a strong seller. Would it be on my list of stuff to buy? No. It's strange for something that's the brother of the other one, or this Extra Smooth. It doesn't really compare. I'd like to know if anybody's got any comments, you know, about, you know, what they think, which is the better one. I'd like to see it. The general consensus on the internet is that this isn't as good as the Extra Smooth, and it isn't as good as a lot of other beers. The good thing, what John Smiths have got over other companies is the people who make John Smiths make Heineken, Foster's, Strongbow, Bulmers, and they distribute Desperado, and there's others if I'm right. So they can use their power to get their product on the best shelves in the stores. Something I didn't know until I worked at Sainsbury's, that a lot of these companies pay for space on shelves. They'll pay to have their products, when they're on offer, on what they call plinth ends, which helps their products sell massively. So even though the likes of this and that aren't the best tasting products, they can get the sales because they're getting the space that other products can't get. And it's really clever by them. They've got the money to be able to do it. And well, as anybody knows, when you buy when you buy branded versus store brands and unbranded, like the stuff that Lidl and Aldi sell, just because it's branded doesn't mean it's any better than the unbranded. You know, if you go for the basics, the really cheap, nasty stuff, then you know that. But Sainsbury's basics, to be fair, is actually quite decent. Some of the Asda and Tesco's stuff isn't so decent, but you'll know that if you're a buyer. Again, it's going down. It's, the aftertaste, it isn't too bad. I've had a lot of real ales where they are bottle conditioned, which means that they'll brew them first, then they'll put them in the bottle, and they'll put a bit of sugar in the bottle, or whatever they use, and it brews itself in the bottle. And you'll get that, you'll pour that, and they fizz up a bit like this. You'll taste it, and if they're out of date, they can taste vile. And even some of the ones in date don't taste that nice. Bottle conditioned, everyone goes on about it like it's great, but it's not always that great. This, for me, you want something that tastes nice, but you don't want the nasty ass aftertaste. I've paid £3 a bottle and up. Started drinking it thinking, this is rancid. So, nice tasting in that respect, but not a top quality beer. Now, what would you give it out of 5? I gave that a 3.2. Maybe a 2.7. It's okay. It's no great shakes. There are a hell of a lot of better beers out there. Where it's winning is obviously because of the, they're good at marketing their beers, and they've got the power to do it. And that's that for my second review. I hope you like it. I ain't no proper reviewer, but I try. Cheers.